determination of standard of skills and knowledge to be acquired by when people want to be registered as medical dental practitioners in Nigeria, and also to establish a register of persons eligible to practice, and develop a code of conduct considered desirable for the profession and to ensure the compliance with the ethics of the profession. The council currently has about 169 staff in its employment. But a summary of what we had. In the 2019 appropriation budget, we had the under personnel, the sum of 82,400,000 naira 32 naira and 47 kobo was appropriated. But the release was 193,066,473 naira and 93 kobo. But amount utilized is 193,441,571 and 60 kobo. But for the budget estimate for 2020, it is 299,363,084 naira. But for the overhead, the appropriation was 10,325,369. But the release for the so far is 8,387,561 naira and 50 kobo. But the amount utilized out of the release amount is 7,095,330 naira 24 kobo. But the proposed budget for 2020 is 10,325,369. However, for the capital, the appropriation for capital for 2019 is just 10 million, and the release so far is 2,242,000. None are being utilized. But for the proposed budget for the capital for 2020 is 89 million. So, in summary, total appropriation budget for 2019 was 302,726,301 naira and 47 kobo. But the release out of all this is 204,296,035 naira, 35 naira 43 kobo. The amount utilized out of the release is 201,426,901 and then 84 kobo. But our estimate for 2022 is 398,688,000. Sorry, I'm sorry, 2020 budget, I'm sorry. 398,688,453 naira. Well, NDC would like to appreciate, would like to express his appreciation for the expansion of the council last year to the House to please increase the funding to also like a performance. Our recurrent, is it necessary for us to go to 2019? I don't think it's necessary expenditure for this year, and it's very, very simple and it's self-explanatory. Then we'll come to the 2020 page 5 this time around. Well, IGR is here. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. From January to September 2019 is on page 6 and is stated as tabulated. I don't think it's necessary for me to go to the details, which I'm ready to give if I'm called upon later.
You can highlight your major source of revenue in 2019.
Yes,
you cannot just pass it.
Our major source of revenue is the practicing fees we collect from doctors. And unfortunately, 70% of it goes to the enemy. So we are only left with 30%. That is our major source of revenue. Other monies we collect, they are stakeholders' money, like for courier service and whatever they are made, they are paid for us to provide services for the doctors. Then we have council liabilities and stakeholders fund, like I did mention. Page 7, you can see for already 2020 practicing fees collection is 345,017,069 naira 61. Because the system is this: the 2020 participancy collection is on now. So whatever we collect now is for 2020 and not 2019. Therefore, we cannot even touch it. So we collect it well ahead of the time. So whatever we collect now is for 2020, and like I said, 70% of it goes to NMA, and that is statutory, it's in the law. That's page 7. Then we go to the other page, that's 2020 budget estimate.
No, members will comment on 2019 performance.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Any observations, comments?
Yes. After we had our expenses.
Then how you disperse the remaining, who decides? Spend the money as you like.
No, not as well. You see, council has enormous.
Please, observation. Council has no right of appropriation.
Yes.
You take note of that and then you respond.
Yes.
Yes.
If you look at the... My question will be on the 2. You can look at it. Your council income in 2019, was 10.2 million. Council. Yeah, council. Look at line. Council income.
Which page are you?
Number 6.
Page what?
January for January.
Page 6.
Are you seeing it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it was 10 million. If you look at your projection for 2020, it's 6.3 million. Why? It's 6.3 million. And if you look at all the other lines too, the same thing. In February, it was 9 million. In February 2, 2020 projection, you projected 6.3 million. So I can say that your IGR projection, which is of interest to us and Nigeria, because we are increasing in volume on a daily basis, your projection should not go down than your actual in previous year.
Explain the figures that you have brought before us.
Let me make another comment on the additional qualification. West Africa they graduate the specialist twice in a year. The certificates are never ready December and January. And that's why you see that when you look at our revenue collect again is for the following. Per year, about 2,000 plus.
How many comes for additional qualification?
Additional qualification, they are less than 1,000. Less than 1,000.
So,
in fact, from the letters of good standing EICS we treat every year, it's very clear that doctors are moving out of this country.
If you look at average of all the figures we have there, it's about 6.7, 6.8, not 6.3. The average of what we have there from January to September, the average of it is 6.7, not even 6.3. So if you say you have used average, it will have been more expectable. Because you cannot explain that in January last year, you got 10.2, that you are now saying in next year, January, you will get 6.3. The only explanation will have said, okay, I average everything. But without that, you will not get it correctly.
It's noted, sir. It's noted, sir.
2.2 million out of 10 million of your capital releases. But the other thing is that in one breath here, you said part of your challenge was that the council was not in place, right?
Yes, sir.
You said
Then,
so.
then, sir.
Then, in another breath, you said council was giving approval for you to use whatever IGR that was left from what you returned to Nigeria Medical Association. Okay? So, to me, it sounds contradictory. And I think it's important that you know the figures you're putting before us. A little bit of the revelations you have seen here suggest to me that you need to look at your figures. You don't seem to be at home with them.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not with my glasses yet. They are bringing it because these your prints are too small. And I want to advise other agencies when you are coming, please make your prints bigger. Some of us, you might look at us like this. We're almost 60 or about 60. And these eyes are, looking one kind. Yeah. So we will want you to aid us to see all these things because we know that you are not trying to dodge anything. I know that foreign students take exams. I have not seen what these eyes can see from there. I have not seen properly, let me tell you. I have not seen where that is captured. The examination fee for foreign students. Just be noting what I'm saying. So we discuss it. Certificate of good standing to the fee for it. I want you to take me through it. Things like they still pay accreditation fee now.
Yes.
Is it registered in there?
Yes.
I want you to show me.
It's there, sir.
The number of I actually want to know the number of doctors that pay for registration. If you have the number for 2018 too, I want to know. For 2017, I want to know.
Okay, sir.
Compare it 2017, 2018, 2019. So we'll know what you're going to project for 2020. I think I've seen certificate fee for good standing. I've seen it, but I want you to take me through them.
Yes, sir.
Through January, February, March. I want to see. And overall, I want to ask, this 2019 year, was there an approved budget of how to spend it from this house? 2019 year. For now, that will be my last question. So let's go through all of them.
Okay, sir. So came.
Okay, the last question is also similar to the question you asked.
Council came on stream towards the end of last year, and this budget of this IGR was presented before the council, and council approved. This is from the IGR. Because when you look at what was appropriated, there is no way we can function. That takes me to the question the honorable member asked. No, I will still come back to that, sir. So about 2.2 million is released to us. Actually, we use it for fueling and diesel, which is not even adequate at all. That one. Yes.
It has not been used. We have not been able to assess it. Yes, we have not been. It was just released end of last month, and assessments have not been made, sir. It's
TSA. It's TSA. It's give me. Okay, sir. It's noted, sir. It's noted, sir. Then going to the head on visitation to medical schools. That's accreditation. It's there. So.
No, we are not. It's coming to
The visitation to medical schools is there, sub-head 4011. Then for the internship also, it follows. Yes, sir. Subhead 4011. No.
Internship forms.
Form and then, sorry, visitation medical school, 4012, I'm sorry. That's visitation to medical school, that's accreditation. Visitation to medical schools, that's accreditation. Then for internship is the one that follows. Then the one that follows the other one is the assessment examination. That's what they pay, the foreign trained. That's what, yes, sir, the foreign trained. Yes, that's what they pay. You can see it's only twice in a year. In January and we have in May.
Page 6.
Page 6.
4013.
So 4012, 4013. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We have men actually carry out the visitation exercise. So as they expire, we write to them, so they write back to us, and they make payment. In fact, at yesterday, like Yobe State University, we wrote to them that you are due to pay for accreditation accreditation fee, exercise. So they will pay. So that's what happens. Quite a lot of them had paid, and their money is still pending. It's just, his money with us. We have not gone there. It's still Kuda's money. But not this one, sir. Yes, sir.
Whatever is what we want, not what we want.
Okay, sir.
And we are the one going to take it. So it's the one we tell you we want that you give us.
Noted, sir.
It's not proper for it to be uniform. What that will suggest to me, and that is what it is that it's been doctored. Not doctored to falsify things, but doctored to suit your situation. No, you must put it there immediately you get it. Okay. That month you get it, it must reflect in this paper.
Okay, sir.
They don't pay not every month you get 2.5. That's what I'm trying to say. There is no way it's going to be every month 2.5, 2.5.
As they are. Okay, I understand.
Take my own.
I'm taking your own, sir.
You have to take my own. Yeah.
I'm taking it, sir.
Doctor.
Yes. She's.
If you are not eligible to talk until you are permitted.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
If you want, you can seek the permission of the House to allow you to talk.
Okay, sir.
No.
I've noted it, sir.
Wait. Yeah. We are governed by our rules here, and we go by our rules, not by anybody else's rules. If you bring your own rules, we will discard them. Abi, this is the house, and this place is an extension of the house, of the city. So whatever rules govern that plenary is what is governing us here. So I am telling you, that is the truth. It cannot be uniform every month. There are other ones that are uniform there, but I brought out this one to show you that it should not be uniform. It shows us that you are not manipulating it to defraud, but you are manipulating it to suit your purpose. We will now even tell you that why didn't you go immediately you get the money, go and do the accreditation?
I think that to make it clear, how much is the accreditation fee per school?
Yes. It's 4 years. It's for 5 years.
Yes, I mean each month one school applies.
Yes, as they expire. It's not that it's as the accreditation expires. Some of them, when we don't write them, they don't even bother to come and pay until we write them.
Did you? You still want to register. You still have to get us. If they pay.
It's better say nobody paid in 1 month even.
Yes. And you say 10 paid in a month. Yes. That's what we are saying.
Understand you, sir.
This is not proper. Anybody can fault you on this and say because of that, he does not believe in this paper. I mean,
Okay,
you can say that.
I think we have to rule out on
generated revenue, but the Constitution states clearly that you cannot appropriate money generated yourself. How? That's just clear.
Okay.
And maybe you still want to do that again. So we just can't say noted and we'll just let it go.
Like I did mention, 10-something million for overhead for a whole year. Looking at the size of our council and the enormous responsibility bestowed on it.
Mr. Registrar, sorry to cut in. We absolutely underfunded, right? We all know. And every budget defense, it's about we lack money, which you understand. I tell you, as I said in my own committee yesterday, that even if the president was supposed to defend his own budget somewhere, the president himself will complain of lack of funds, right? So we are sympathetic towards that, we understand. But because there's lack of funds, the money is not adequate, does not justify illegality. That's what I'm trying to say. Mr. Chairman.
Dr. Adejare and my esteemed chairman is saying, which obviously they are colleagues, they are trying to make sure that things are done in a straight way that you have actually advocated in the past, that Nigeria and this assembly is taking a different turn. You will be glad to know that this committee serves 5 doctors like you. So we've been on the other side like you. So they are trying to ensure that things are done properly. There is no intention to make you feel bad or uncomfortable. I would advise that you go with what Mr. Chairman and Mr. Deputy, the way they're trying to resolve the issues, even if it means, seeing them later and going to adjust things. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
I want to put a question, honorable members. Is it in the agreement of this honorable sitting that registrar of MDCN should come and see the leadership of the committee or the committee to investigate the IGR of MDCN? So I have 2 questions. Those who support the registrar to interface with leadership of the committee should say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Those who oppose it? Okay. So, investigation of the IGR?
It's killed the other one.
It has killed.
It has killed the other one.
But please let us be serious with this thing. This thing is meant to correct the issues of the past. And I think you are all aware, we have MDA that has not received its budget for some times. And it's the resolution of the House and the Senate that where cases are not clear, investigation on oversight will follow. But I think it's just because the members believe that we have to give a peace train, chest train. You come with all the detail of your IGR to interface with the leadership of the committee. If we can resolve it, fine and good. Otherwise, the committee will invite you again, or you see our letter for possible coming to inspect the document ourselves. You can continue.
Thank you very much. Construction of 1,000-seater MDCN auditorium, which is ongoing, 15 million. Then for the same 1,000-seater auditorium, purchase of office furniture and fittings, 74 million.